What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we got a little day trading recap, or lack thereof. Check it out. Well, guys, this morning we had a very slow and no volume gap scanner, and it just looked really bad. Let me show it to you. So here's a screenshot I took of the gap scan this morning. I posted it on Twitter. So if you want to follow along, I do this every so often. Just link in the description section below to my social media. You can follow me there on Twitter, StockTwits, Instagram, and you'll be able to see, the pre-market scanners when I post them. Now this morning, look at this volume: 167,000, 44,000, 150. 6,000, 7,000, 42,000. This is garbage volume. Garbage volume. I saw that this morning on these weak gaps, and I was like, well, looks like today might be a no trade kind of day. But I rarely ever have a no trade kind of day. I usually find something to take a stab at least, even with small size. So I went ahead, sat down, opened up my platform, took out my charts, threw out my lines, and said, I'm going to get ready for the day. But so far, nothing's popped up. These are the trade idea scanners. 15% off. In the description section below, you'll find a coupon code for those. Now, let's get back to it. So this morning, I had two potential trades I was trying to take. One of them was KOD. Let me show you KOD here real quick. Here you had KOD make this real nice red to green move. And this thing was awesome. From a low of 50... This is 53.08 to a high of 59 and change. That is a nice, massive move. I wish I would have been in on this candle right here, because that would have been great. So I waited, and I was looking for this to pull back in here to VWAP and give me a bounce from 55, 50, 55, 80, I don't know, maybe $56. But the damn thing came in just one time down here to 56.20 and took right off from there and went all the way back up to $58. So I didn't get to trade it there. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep waiting and see if it can give me a nice pull-in. Well, it starts to give me a better pull-in setting this pivot, but it never bounced. It just came all the way back down here underneath VWAP, underneath this previous high, on increase in volume as it pulled back, and then it kind of gave a relief bounce. But I was looking for it to maybe come here, bounce, set another pivot here in front of 57.50, and then maybe we get a squeeze back up to over $60 to $62. So, could have entered here $56, risk down to 55, target $60, 58 to $60. Not a bad risk reward, right? But it didn't give that to me, so no trade. Then we had PTGX make this big move here from $6 all the way up to 750s and halt. Now when it halted there, I saw that, took my attention, saw it in my scans, and I came over and decided to sit here and watch. Now normally I would have tried to take a trade here out of the halt if it helped this halt price. It dipped right underneath it and then took it back. Could have jumped in there. I really could have. I mean, I've done it before. It's one of my favorite go-to strategies on these halt resumptions, but I didn't. And I didn't for the simple fact that it has a high institutional ownership, so I was afraid of manipulation on it. But it would have been pretty cool to enter here in the 760s, giving it down to 730. I mean, I would have written this up here to probably 820, and then maybe taking some off at 830 again and held on to some more, see if we got an extension to $9. I would have stopped out here. However, I did not get to do that. What I was waiting for was a pullback down into this halt price and this 90 MA area, and it gave it to me. And I was getting ready to buy it. However, it was looking heavy, and I recorded it, so we'll go over that now, that live recording. It was just looking heavy. And then when it had this final bounce here, it broke underneath the halt price and the 90 MA, but we had this real nice bounce. Let me zoom in a little bit. You could see we put in a very nice wick right into VWAP. I said, okay, well, maybe this is the level. So I watched and watched, but I just saw so much red on the tape. It just looked so heavy that I just sat on my hands, and I'm glad I did because it broke down underneath VWAP. It broke down underneath the 9 EMA, VWAP, and the halt price on bigger volume, and I did not like that. You know, we even had on this one right here a big volume increase. So no trades. Now we have a 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside. Real good for the shorts. They must be very comfortable. And I'll show you here. That's my order box. Order status, no trades, no records to display. I have not taken a single trade today. Now let's go ahead and grab the recording so we can go over this PTGX and why I did not jump in on it. Did it not record? Yes, here it is. Look at all this red. Just constantly red. Very little green pops up. More red. It just looks heavy. Lots of shares here in these 750s and 760s. Lots of shares. More red, just continuous red. And this went on for a while. See? Look at all that red. It's just bloody. Making lower highs. That's lower high, lower high. We're holding VWAP, but we got the 9 EMA kind of like concaving over it with more selling volume. And I'm just not liking it. And then we finally get the breakdown. We finally get that breakdown, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I didn't take a trade on it. Like, today's the day that it is 10:37 a.m. and I have 0 trades, and I'm actually extremely proud of myself for it because I've practiced discipline today. I liked the setup. I liked this setup, but I did not like how high the institutional ownership percentage was on this. So no trades for me on it. KOD. It didn't go down to my entry point. You know, it didn't go down to where I would have had my bid or where I might have marketed in. So no entry, no trade for me. That's discipline. That is what I need to practice and be extremely picky, especially when we see that the market isn't really giving us the big moves. Like the small caps aren't as hot as they were the other day, you know, like a few weeks ago. Even the mid caps, they're not right now giving us huge moves. Like this was one move and then it was done, this KOD. So far, this doesn't mean that it won't move later on this afternoon, right? But so far, it's not really proving that one can just jump in right now on basically any setup that you see that's clean enough. This PTGX was a clean enough setup, but it looked heavy. No entry. I practiced discipline. That is what keeps us in the game longer, especially, I mean, at least in my experience, staying disciplined has kept me in the game longer. Lately, I've had a lot of trouble with some of my discipline, following some of my rules, but over the last couple of weeks, I've been really focused on that, and so far so good. On Monday, you saw I had a pretty nasty little red day. It was not for a lack of discipline. It was for a lack of reading the market. I took a trade. It was red, $200. It was within my plan. I took my next trade, red again, another $200 within my plan. But I mean, after the first one and seeing a couple other failures, you know, on the tickers, then I should have known that there was nothing for me to take a second trade on. But I learned and I quickly adjusted. Yesterday, one trade, options, green. Today, no trades. And that's what I will continue to do the rest of the week, being extremely picky because the market needs to show me it deserves my money. It deserves for me to put my money in there and fight to get some more money out of it. How did you do today? Drop it in the comment section below. Remember to smash the like button for me. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm when you comment below, and smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next one.